Hi, I'm Eric from LeafONICs. I'm here to present you a new tool that will make it easier to explore tones on the XFX. The aim is to allow the XFX users to more easily explore the full potential of this incredible unit, which is here the XFX2. I've been using the XFX for quite some time, and I've always missed having knobs to more easily shape the sounds of the amp and adjust the effects in the XFX. So in comes the BCR2000, which is a MIDI controlled unit that has many controls, 32 knobs, encoding knobs, 16 plus 4 plus some more here on-off buttons. So there's quite a lot of control. And the idea is to use the BCR2000 to provide all these controls and map them to parameters in the XFX so that they can be commanded by the BCR2000. To do this, I have constructed the MidyAX. It is a MIDI bridge that acts as an intelligent interface between the two devices. It connects the BCR2000 to the XFX and allows the BCR2000 to control the parameters of the effect blocks in the XFX. The BCR2000 is connected through MIDI to the MidyAX, and then the MidyAX sends its information to the XFX via MIDI as well. In a way, you can see the MidyAX as the missing link between the two units. The MidyAX controls the BCR2000 in such a way that it allows to control up to 28 different effect types, and for each effect type up to 32 parameters. That means there could be up to 900 parameters that are being controlled from the BCR2000 through the MidyAX. But first, let me show you the MidyAX in action. Right now I'm on the amp page, so all the encoders are mapped to parameters of the amp block. If we look at the top row here, you will find the usual controls that you can find on the typical front face of an amp. This is the drive plus the boost, because there's a switch on each button at the top. The bass, middle, treble, the presence and the master volume. The two controls at the end are XFX specific. One is the amp model, and luckily we've been given many. And here is the level of the amp block, so it's like the output level. Now let's record something. The MidyAX actually gives access to the looper. So if I press on this button here, I can access the control of the looper. Pressing this button here will stop the recording. So I'll play a little something, and then we can play it back and use the knobs to shape the sound. Once I've recorded that, I can go back to the page where all the amp parameters can be controlled, and actually start playing it back. Reduce the volume a bit more, and I get the pure drive. Change the equalization. Put a bit more of the master. Okay, that's enough. On the amp page, The more advanced controls are more at the bottom here. So I can play with that, with these as well. Let's do that. I'll reduce the input trim. Change the voicing of the amp. I've changed the voicing of the amp, yeah. Add a bit more dynamic, which is a bit compression. And I can also play here with the 8-band equalizer that's included in the amp block. So I'll show that. Okay, so this has quite a dramatic effect on the sound. Once I've reached the sound that I'm happy with, I'll just go back to the XFX and store it in the usual way. So being able to have direct access to the parameters to change their value, and easy access with all the knobs, and having visual feedbacks of the current value, it's make it a lot easier to reach the desired sound. Right, now I will detail how the MidyAX operates. Yeah. On the BCR2000 there's these 16 buttons here, and they are allowed to control up to 28 different effect types. So each effect type is like a page of control that's got 32 parameters mapped to it, yeah. So for the 32 encoders, yeah. So I can move from one to the other. Here I was on the amp. I can move to the cabinet, and it automatically loads the right values in the MidyAX. For the amp, it's quite easy to remember what the top row does in terms of what each button does. For the rest, there is a way to know, which is basically to turn a little bit the knob, and its name will be displayed on the MidyAX display. The first button here will give access to the looper, and that's a very important functionality. I very much thank Shasha to have pointed that out. Let me detail the operation of these 4 buttons at the bottom right corner. They're quite important controls. Say I'm on the amp page. This button here will actually visualize the on bypass state and allow it to control it. So here I've got an amp, and if I stop it, there isn't the amp anymore, so there isn't much sound. I can do that with the cab as well. So here the cab is on, and I'll remove the cab, and you get the sound of an amplifier without a cabinet. Yeah, that's not very nice. Okay, so this one is on bypass state. I move on now to the graphical equalizer type of effect, because I've got 2 of these presets in 2 of these effect types in the preset, and these 2 buttons next to the on bypass button actually allow to access each instance of the effect type. So here I'm on graphical equalizer 1, and here I've got the 10 band of equalization here. If I move to equalizer number 2, then the MidyAX loads the value for this second instance. So it's a way to control all the different instances of one effect type. Let's move back to the amp block. And the last button actually controls the XY feature, not only for the amp blocks. There are several blocks that allow that in the XFX. So here I'm on Y setting, and if I move to, no, I was on the X setting. If I move to Y, I'm on a clean amp that we can hardly hear. Okay, so I can have two completely different amps. The MidyAX also makes sure that it is synchronized, or the value that is displayed on the BCR2000 are synchronized with the XFX. That means if I change preset here, it will automatically load the values. I'm on the amp page, so it's the value for the amp, but for the new preset that I've just loaded here. And if I go back, I'll get the ones that we were working on earlier on.